Hello from Annosoft. This video demonstrates our Unity Lipsync support product. Here's a configured rig to demonstrate how the end result will look.
There are 1,000 ways to accomplish a single problem, all of them correct, but only one of them accomplished. Use what we have. Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked.
As you can see, our rigged character has a number of custom scripts on it. What I'd like to do now is step through a demonstration of how to set up a character. So we'll open up our demo. Okay, so this has the character on there, nothing. We have a number of scripts. First thing I recommend doing is dropping the base post saver onto your character. This does it allows you to get back to its current position from as we start to work through the animation. We'll need this. So use current as base will basically record the bone positions in the pose list. You can delete this after you're finished, but it's just it's an editing nicety. This character is rigged so that it has all of the visemes, the mouth positions, in an animation sequence. Take one. So what we do in order to capture that data and set it up in Lipsync is we can actually scrub through the animation and record the poses. So what we'll do is we will drop a mouth rigger, which is the viseme setup for the character. And this kind of steps you through. So we're going to select the number of visemes. In our case, we have 17. Okay. The next, what we need to do is we need to define the bone list for the mouth positions. And so this is a Unity list. We can go through here and drop bones into the bone list, or we can do it a different way, and we can open click on Open Bone Select window to launch an editor that allows us to change selection. We know we need that bone. We know we need these bones here. Okay, now we have all our bones set up here. Pause the video for a moment. So we've got our bones set up. Now it's time to pose. So we'll start. This is the X viseme. So we'll just assign that one. But what you'll see here is you'll see a list of all the visemes. You select the viseme, then pose them over here, or I'll show you a different way to do that. And then say use current as viseme, and it'll capture the bones that you have in the bones list and save them for animation purposes. The easier way to do this is to like I said before, we have the visemes done in Maya and done in a animation. Take one. And so what we can do is we can cycle through those and set the poses from that animation. And I'll show you how to do that right now. We have what's called an animation sampler, which is just a helper script. Requires the animation, so we'll drop that, drop Mr. Annosoft right there. I should probably do that automatically. sample take 1. This moves the scene to the that animation frame. So that's our ah. So then we come up here and we say ah, use current as Visi. Then we skip to frame 2. This is going to be our ah, use current as Visi. Frame 3. Use current as Visi. Frame 4. Close some of these things so it's not popping around so much. Use current as Visi. So as you can see, this moves pretty fast. I'll do the other ones offline here in a second, but basically, and then when you're finished, and you can go back here and show this, or you can show this one. You can also the base pose saver, in case you can always go back to the current base pose. Okay, so in a few minutes you get it all set up here. We can go ahead and just remove the animation sampler from cluttering space. So then you can cycle through the visines, show the visine, go back to the base pose with X, and you can make adjustments if you need to in Unity. And then if we want to, so we show this visine, and then you can make adjustments and say use current as visine, and it'll ask you if you want to override the bones. In this case we don't. Okay, so we're basically done rigging the visine. So it's pretty fast. So the next step is to go ahead and test out our animation, and for this we need a face driver. We can go ahead and use face driver with microphone. This is for the SDK real-time Lipsync. Okay, then in the scene we've set up a controller here, and we've actually already set it up basically with Lipsync elements, where you have audio player, audio clip, the Anno file from the Lipsync tool. More about this in a few minutes. And then it needs a face driver script, so we would just go ahead and drop Mr. Annosoft there. So let's check it out.
There are 1,000 ways to accomplish a single problem, all of them correct, but only one of them accomplished. Use what we have. Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked.
So we've got a couple more things to talk about, but let's discuss how we integrate the Lipsync data from the Lipsync tool with Unity. So if we look down in our resources here, we have our audio file. We have this 01 with a bubble, and that's the Anno file. That's a default asset, so Unity, we can't really deal with that. What we need is a text asset. So what we've done is we've written an automatic converter that looks for Anno files and converts them to text files when they change. And this happens automatically. To edit the Anno file, you can just double click on it, bring up the Lipsync tool.
There are 1,000 ways to.
So we can go in here and change the phonemes.
There are 1,000 ways to accomplish a single problem.
Okay, so problem. Let's see if we can make that just a little bit better.
Problem. Single problem.
So then we just save it. And then it automatically updates.
There are 1,000 ways to accomplish a single problem, all of them correct.
Let's got a little hard to tell there, but one of the important things to know is that the Anno files and the text files need to go into the resources directory. It's a Unity thing. The other thing we can do is we can go ahead and add an eye blinker to this. So we've set up an Annosoft menu to be able to make it a little easier. Add eye blink bone rigger. What this does is it adds a bone rigger script that's already set up for posing the blinking. So it's kind of the same drill. We have to select the provide the bones that are associated with the blinking, pose them, and then they will the face driver will automatically pull these out and run the blinks as the program runs. But let me demonstrate. So now I'm going to go through here and see if I can identify those look like eyebrow bones. So it looks like 23, 24, 25. Commit. 20. Pose it. We'll just bring that down. Maybe not so far. Bring that up. Okay, and then go back over here and turn it to the closed and set use current as pose, and then probably go over here to the base poser and show that pose again, and then with the open say use current as pose, and then just to validate that we got everything. It's close enough. So then if we go ahead and bring them back to, then
there are 1,000 ways to accomplish a single problem, all of them correct.
And essentially this bone rigger idea can be used to do any kind of facial animations like frowning, happy, sad. The bones can overlap. You don't have to. They're not. If you have a blinker, if you want them to do something else, or you want to make them happy and sad, then you can use those same bones to do different poses, and you won't have a conflict during playback. I added a eye blink poser and a brow poser, but no, the face driver knows about those. But the possibilities, we have basically a bone rigger here, which you can define the poses you want, select the bones associated with them, and then pose them in here, and then use these, then drive these from your runtime. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you from Annosoft, and have a good day. If you have any other questions, you can go to Annosoft.com, write me an email, or contact me through the Unity forums. Thank you very much.